The moment you step off that plane, you're hit with a wave of excitement. The air buzzes with a different energy. This is Europe. History whispers from ancient cobblestone streets. The aroma of fresh pastries drifts from charming cafes. A symphony of languages surrounds you. This is the Europe you've dreamed of. But how do you turn this dream into an authentic adventure? It's more than just checking off landmarks. It's about experiencing a new culture. It's about stepping into the shoes of a local. Imagine strolling through a Parisian market, confidently ordering fresh produce in French. Picture yourself navigating the bustling streets of Rome like a seasoned traveler. It's time to unlock the secrets to traveling like a local. Let's face it, nobody wants to be tourist. You know the type, the one with the loud voice, confused expression, and a backpack bigger than a small car. They stick out like a sore thumb and miss out on the real magic of travel. Blending in isn't about erasing who you are. It's about showing respect and curiosity for the culture you're visiting. It's about exchanging a friendly bonjour with a shopkeeper or navigating the metro with ease. Think of it as a cultural exchange. You're not just there to see the sights. You're there to experience the soul of a place. So ditch the tourist traps and embrace the local scene. Dive into the heart of the city, explore hidden alleyways, and discover the rhythm of daily life. Here's the secret. Blending in is about more than just looking the part. It's about adopting a new mindset. It's about slowing down, observing, and immersing yourself in the moment. Imagine this. You're sipping espresso at a charming cafe, watching the world go by. No itinerary, no rush, just soaking in the ambiance. That's the beauty of blending in. But here's the paradox. By blending in, you'll actually stand out. Locals will appreciate your effort and be more open to connecting with you. You'll have unique experiences that most tourists miss. Swap those awkward tourist moments for authentic connections to create lifetime travel memories. Okay, picture this. You've just landed in Paris, the city of love. You're buzzing with that travel day energy, right? You know, that mix of exhaustion and pure excitement.
I'm ready to conquer this place. Baguettes, berets, the Louvre, the Eiffel Tower, bring it on!
But hold on a sec. Before you dive headfirst into the croissants and cobblestone streets, let's talk strategy. Remember, we're not just your ordinary tourist. We are seasoned globetrotters with a charm under our sleeve. And that all starts the second you step off that plane. First things first, customs. It's tempting to just mumble a hello and be on your way, right? But trust me on this. Take a deep breath, plaster on your friendliest smile, and greet the officer with a confident bonjour.
Yeah, who actually does that after those grueling customs lines? Just stamp it and let me see the Eiffel Tower already.
Trust me, it's like magic. That simple greeting instantly transforms you from just another tourist into someone who's making an effort.
I see where you're going with this, but okay. Bonjour, officer.
Now let's talk about the language barrier. It's okay if you don't speak fluent French, Italian, or Spanish yet. The key is to embrace the learning process.
Easy for you to say. I can barely get the pizza order right in English from my local pizzeria, let alone another language.
That's where your trusty phrasebook comes in. Don't be afraid to pull it out. Locals would much rather see you trying than demanding they speak English. Now, mastering a few key phrases is a great start. But here's the secret sauce: body language.
Wait, you're telling me I can speak fluent Italian with my hands?
Well, not exactly. But you'd be surprised how much you can communicate with a smile, a nod, and a healthy dose of good humor. Don't be afraid to ask for help either. Locals are usually more than happy to point you in the right direction or translate a menu item. It's about those little moments of connection that happen when you step outside your comfort zone. So go ahead, get a little lost in translation. All right, fashionistas, let's talk about everyone's favorite topic: clothes. Because let's face it, when you're strolling through the streets of Europe, you want to look good doing it.
Oh, I'm ready for my European makeover. Picture me looking like Audrey Hepburn in a Roman resort, but without the scooter and more gelato eating.
Love the enthusiasm. But before you pack that sparkly ball gown and neon leggings, let's talk about blending in. Because believe it or not, looking like a local in Europe is less about high fashion and more about understated elegance. Think of it this way. Europeans are masters of the "I woke up like this but still look incredibly chic" vibe. Now, before we dive into the do's, let's have a little fun with the don'ts, shall we? We've all seen them. Those tourists who stick out like a sore thumb.
You mean those people who look like they're on a safari in the middle of Rome? Don't forget those socks with sandals.
Exactly. We're talking about those neon windbreakers, those "Kiss Me, I'm Irish" t-shirts, and those oh-so-stylish fanny packs. Oh, the horror.
I get it. Comfort is key when you're traveling.
But there's a fine line between comfy and looking just right. So, what's the secret to dressing like a local? It's all about mastering the art of effortless chic. Think neutral colors, classic pieces, and quality fabrics.
Wait, so you're telling me I can't pack my entire wardrobe of tie-dye shirts and gray sweatpants?
As tempting as that sounds, let's try a different approach. Start with a base of versatile essentials. Dark jeans, a crisp white shirt, a flowy skirt, a comfy yet stylish pair of shoes. Then, add in a few key accessories to elevate your look. A scarf, a leather jacket, a statement necklace. Now here's where things get interesting. European style is all about subtlety. It's about letting your personality shine through without screaming for attention.
So, you're saying I should ditch the bedazzled fanny pack? But it's so me.
Maybe save the bedazzling for another occasion. Remember, less is more. Choose a statement piece or two and let the rest of your outfit complement it. All right, foodies, buckle up. It's time to talk about one of the best parts of traveling through Europe, the food. And trust me, it's not just about what's on your plate. It's about the entire dining experience.
Oh, I'm so ready for pasta, pizza, gelato. All day, every day. Bring on the carbs.
That's the spirit. But before you dive headfirst into that plate of spaghetti carbonara, let's talk about dining etiquette. Because just like with fashion, every country has its own unique customs. Get ready to channel your inner Sophia Loren and embrace la dolce vita. Now, one thing you'll quickly learn about Italians is that they take their food very seriously. And I mean that in the best way possible.
Wait, you're saying there's a wrong way to eat pizza? As long as there's mozzarella involved, I'm good to go.
Oh, you'll definitely enjoy the pizza. But the key here is to embrace the slower pace of dining. Forget about rushing through your meal. In Italy, dining is an art form meant to be savored slowly. Imagine this. You're seated at a charming trattoria, a checkered tablecloth beneath your elbows, the aroma of fresh basil and garlic filling the air. Now, as tempting as it is to gobble down that delicious pasta as soon as it arrives, try to pace yourself. Take your time, savor each bite, and engage in conversation with your dining companions.
Wait, you're telling me I have to actually talk to people while I eat? Can't I just let the food speak for itself?
Think of it this way. Mealtime in Italy is all about connection. It's about sharing stories, laughter, and creating memories that go beyond just the food itself. So put down your phone, yes, even for that Instagram-worthy pasta shot. Make eye contact and embrace the art of conversation. Now, one thing that will definitely mark you as a tourist is asking for the check right after you finish your main course.
But what if I'm in a hurry? I've got sights to see, gelato to devour.
I understand the need for speed, but trust me, this isn't the place for it. In Italy, lingering after a meal is not only acceptable, it's encouraged. It's a sign that you're enjoying the company, the atmosphere, and the overall experience. So resist the urge to flag down the waiter the second you swallow your last bite. Relax. Order another glass of wine and soak it all in.
Berlin, huh? I've heard it's amazing, but also kind of intense. Think I can handle it?
Okay, adventurers, lace up those comfy shoes and grab your sense of wonder because we're about to explore a city like true locals. And not just any city. We're talking about Berlin, a place where history, art, and culture collide. Of course you can!
Berlin might have a reputation for being edgy and cool, but it's also incredibly welcoming, especially if you know how to approach it.
And the best way to do that? On foot. Forget about those double-decker tourist buses. We're talking about hitting the pavement. feeling the rhythm of the city beneath our feet, and discovering hidden gems you'd miss from behind a window. Now, before you picture us walking for miles and miles, let me introduce you to your new best friend, the U-Bahn, Berlin's fantastic public transportation system. The U-Bahn is clean, efficient, and will get you to all the major sites in Berlin quickly without spending a fortune. Plus, it's a great way to observe daily life and even pick up a few German phrases from friendly locals.
Public transportation? Isn't that what all the locals try to avoid?
Now let's talk about what to do. While taxis might seem convenient, they can quickly drain your budget and trap you in that tourist bubble.
Yeah, I've heard those taxi horror stories. Suddenly, a 5-minute ride costs a week's worth of schnitzel.
Exactly. And don't even get me started on those hop-on, hop-off buses. They're like tourist treadmills. You see a lot, but experience very little. Remember, we're not just sightseeing, we're immersing ourselves in the city's fabric. Here's a secret. Sometimes the best travel memories happen when you stray from the beaten path. So don't be afraid to ditch the itinerary and just wander.
Wait, you're telling me to get lost on purpose? What if I end up in, I don't know, a polka band competition?
Hey, that doesn't sound so bad. But in all seriousness, getting lost in a new city is all part of the adventure. It's about stumbling upon hidden courtyards, discovering quirky shops, and finding that perfect little cafe where the coffee is strong and the pastries are even better. So, put away the Google Maps, trust your instincts, and embrace the detours.
Okay, this is where I get nervous. What if they can smell the tourist on me a mile away?
All right, folks, we've talked about dressing the part, mastering the metro, and even conquering the art of the leisurely Italian dinner. Now let's talk about the real heart of blending in. Connecting with the locals. Relax. Remember, most locals are happy to share their city with you, especially if you approach them with respect and genuine curiosity. Think of it like this. You're not just asking for directions, you're starting a conversation. And the key to any good conversation, asking questions and actually listening to the answers. Let's set the scene, shall we? Imagine you're at a tapas bar in Barcelona, the air buzzing with conversation and the aroma of patatas bravas and sizzling gambas.
Okay, now you're just making me hungry. But I get the picture. So how do I break the ice?
Well, food is always a great conversation starter. Ask the person next to you about their favorite tapas or where they'd recommend going for the best paella in town. And here's the key, really listen to their response. Don't just wait for your turn to talk. Ask follow-up questions, share a story of your own, and be open to learning something new. Now let's talk about what to do. Because as much as we want to celebrate cultural exchange, there are a few behaviors that scream clueless tourist.
Like wearing socks with sandals? Please tell me we're past that.
Oh, we're definitely past that. This time, it's about being mindful of your surroundings. Public transportation, for example, is a prime spot for tourist faux pas. The last thing they want is a group of tourists loudly recounting their day at the Louvre, right? Remember, you're not just visiting a city, you're stepping into someone's home. So, pay attention to the local customs and try to blend in.
Okay, so what you're saying is when in Rome, do as the Romans do?
Exactly. Observe how the locals interact with each other. Are they speaking softly on the metro? Are they patiently waiting their turn in line? These might seem like small details, but they make a big difference in showing respect for the local culture. And trust me, that respect will go a long way in creating positive interactions with the people you meet. As your European adventure comes to an end, you find yourself surrounded by souvenirs, but not just the kind you pack in a suitcase.
Let me guess. You're talking about memories, right?
Bingo! You've traded those cheesy I Heart City name t-shirts for something far more valuable. A collection of experiences that will stay with you long after the tan lines fade. Remember that hesitant bonjour you practiced on the plane? It blossomed into full-blown conversations with locals over plates of tapas and glasses of local wine. That phrase book you nervously clutched became your passport to hidden cafes and charming bookshops. The souvenirs that truly matter aren't the ones you buy, but the ones you create through genuine connection and cultural immersion. Remember that feeling you had when you first stepped off the plane? The excitement, the wonder, the sense of possibility. By blending in and embracing the local way of life, you've amplified those feelings tenfold.
It's like I've unlocked a secret level of travel. Who knew that ordering a croissant in French could be so empowering?
Right? You've gone beyond checking off landmarks and snapping selfies. You've tasted the flavors of a new culture, navigated bustling cities like a pro, and connected with locals on a deeper level. And as you board that plane back home, you'll carry a piece of Europe in your heart, a newfound confidence, a thirst for adventure, and a deep appreciation for the beauty of cultural immersion. So, until next time, Europe. We'll be back for more of your charm, your history, your delicious food, and maybe even a few more of those croissants. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more top travel tips and adventures. You can also check out our previous videos above on mastering the art of solo travel and another solo escapade in Barcelona. Until the next one, safe travels. Ciao, fellow adventurers.